Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Joey G. It's loud and louder. Oh, yes, it is. Get right to the point of what I'm talking about today. And it is today's superstars in the WWE. And what they got to do to get over. And, you know, the WWE Universe, which that I'm not too happy with. And I can't wait to get to the Royal Rumble. And just to you know, Joey G, you know, I'm the type of guy that I'll get right in your face. I mean, if I think something's wrong and I'm in a wrestling event or even a sporting event, you know what I mean? I'm the type of guy that'll get right. You know, what's up? You know, what do you think's wrong? Especially with wrestling, especially with WWE. I'm a genius. You know what I mean? And when somebody says something out of content and somebody says that something's wrong, you know, I can't sweep it under the rug, especially with wrestling. I mean, I can't even do it with football. You know what I mean? And I love the NFL. You know, but wrestling, I can't, especially when you got a shitty wrestler, you know it's a shitty wrestler, and they're cheering. It's like these marks I can't take, and I know at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to run into fucking a million of them. And I know, you know, the John Cena I can deal with. I've been dealing with John Cena fans. I mean, I've been dealing with fans like that my whole life. Hogan fans. I was never a Hulkamaniac. I mean, maybe for a year, when I was a little kid I was. Then I went right on the Randy Savage. Once he teamed with the Macho Man and Randy Savage, even though he turned into heel, I like the bad guys. Like I said, Paul Orndorff, same thing, you know. I still liked Hogan sometimes, you know what I mean? But I wasn't a Hulkamaniac. I wasn't, you know what I mean? It was nothing like that. But the WWE Universe today is just, you know, for instance, The Rock can literally take the hand. Like John Cena and many people said, John Cena can't do this. No WWE superstar can really do this. Hulk Hogan's maybe the other one, and he doesn't even know he's doing it. And Shawn Michaels, but I don't think he knows he's doing it, but he doesn't show he's doing it. The Rock shows you in a cryptic way he's doing it. Like when he was a heel, he would tell the fans, "No, you don't get to choose you don't get the chance to. You were the first to choose the boo Rocky. Now you're going to be the last to chant Rocky." And like he would tell them, you know what I mean? And it was weird, and he would be this heel. And, you know, the sheep in the crowd would still cheer them. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And it brings me back to Roman pain in the ass. We're right back. It's a full circle. They're shoving them. And I did some thinking. And I thought, Roman Reigns, Ryback. And I thought about Ryback as the face of the company. And I did think a lot about it. And I thought, you know, as the face. Now, as a major player, a main event star, yeah, you know. But as the face, as John Cena's replacement, The Rock's replacement, Austin's replacement, Hogan replacement, no, not Ryback. But not Roman Reigns. What do you call it? I truly believe you give Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, or Bray Wyatt, one of them three could definitely be the face of the WWE. Just like how John Cena has been. I mean, he's in the back. And a host of other superstars. Not saying Ryback or Roman Reigns, they're going to be main event players. That's definite. You know what I mean? And that's starting this year. The Royal Rumble first pay-per-view, that's starting. And I'm not saying Ryback still might win the Royal Rumble. But then again, I would love to see Dean Ambrose win it. You know, not just, you know, I just did hear his podcast with Chris Jericho. And, you know, when he started as John Moxley, he was the man. I mean, he was real, and he's got that realness to him, and that's why the Shield, as you all know, was CM Punk's idea. I mean, when CM Punk was a heel, you know what I mean, they said the original thing that they wanted Punk to have a faction to work with, to have Punk in a faction, to have the world champion in a faction. They don't do that much anymore. Like they had Flair and the Horsemen back in the day, Hogan and the NWO, you know what I mean? Like, they don't do that anymore. When Shawn Michaels was DX, he was the champion. When Bret Hart was with the Hart Foundation, the faction Hart Foundation, not the tag team, he was the champion, you know what I mean? And they were going to have the Shield, you know, protecting Punk. It wasn't going to be a secret like Punk would say. Remember, the Shield would attack The Rock, or attack Cena, or attack Ryback, and Punk didn't know about it, and Heyman didn't know about it until they caught Heyman talking to the Shield one time, and the Shield rolled on Brad Maddox. And I didn't know Brad Maddox was a wrestler. I didn't know. He was a wrestler in FCW. And so was that Byron Saxton that black dude that does the announcing on WWE, he's he was an FCW guy too. Richie Steamboat, still down in NXT. I was watching a show, a tape. It was Husky Harris, Bray Wyatt. What do you call it? Against Richie, not Ricky, Richie Steamboat. Richie Steamboat looked about 17 years old. He looked like a kid. I mean, he had his wrestling gear on. That made him look like more of a man. But he had his wrestling gear on. I mean, he looked like, I think at that time he was 90, and he's still down in NXT. I mean, and he has a different name now. I don't know if it, I don't know. I know it's not Richie Steamboat. He's got a different name now. But I saw Roman Reigns as Leak A, and this was in 2011 because it broke down, and Maxine, she was like it was FCW. It was right before NXT. It was like, it was the end of the, matter of fact, it was October 30th, 2011. And Maxine was the general manager, and William Regal was the announcer. And that's when, Dean Ambrose was trying to get William Regal's attention. And Maxine got knocked down by Brad Maddox, accidentally. Brad Maddox was in his wrestling tights. And William Regal was kneeling down, and, everybody else was in their wrestling gear, but Dean Ambrose. He sticks out. That's what I'm saying. And he's sitting there with his coat on. He's rolling back and forth, and you hear the crowd say, "Get him, Dean, get him." And somebody said, "Get him, Mox, get him." And he was in WWE, so they were calling him Dean Ambrose, but people know him as John Moxley. And that's another thing. He wishes he could have kept his real name. And he went like this against the rope, and then he just went off and started beating William Regal up. But then Regal started fighting back, and I think there was the birth of Dean Ambrose, the badass. And then you got to remember, he held that U.S. title for 351 days. Granted, he didn't defend it a whole lot. He defended it barely ever at pay-per-views. I don't even remember. There's so many WWE pay-per-views a year. Even 12 a year. Even 11 a year. There's more than 11. There's more than 12 a year. But now I think they're just going down to 12 a year, one a month, which I think is good. I think it should be less than that. I think it should be like 10 a year. That's perfect. For real. That would make the pay-per-views mean more. If it was me personally, if I had a say in it, if I ever get there to the creatives and I have a say, I would say, 8 or 9 would be good. And make them good pay-per-views where you have time to work in them like they do now, where before you know it, Hell in the Cell happened, Survivor Series happened, and then 3 weeks later, it's TLC. And tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs, thanks to me. And I did come up with that. But not saying the WWE thing, but I thought of it. I said they should have a step match. What did the WWE do? They put a step match in. I know they didn't hear it from me. Hey, maybe they did. Maybe somebody was watching and said, "Hey, this dude Joey G said a step match," and Vince said, "Hey, that's a good idea. Let's do that." And they did it. You know what I mean? But who knows? But what I'm trying to get across is there's a lot of good young stars out there. And Seth is the best. I have it on one of my titles on my show last night. If you didn't see it, Brett with Seth Hogan, Cena, and Seth the Best Rounds. It's a show from last night, Raw Live. All my shows are great. Watch them. I'm not just saying that for me to get views, because I don't care about views. I care about this face getting on the TV, and that's what it's going to do. I care about my mouth being heard, my voice being heard, my point of wrestling getting across. And when I talk sports, it gets across. Whatever I say gets across to you viewers if you have minds. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of you are dumbasses out there, and you just sit there with your hands on your freaking, your hand up your ass or your hand up your fucking nose, and you don't know what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? Get creative. You know what I'm saying? For real. Creativity. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And like I said, my passion is wrestling. And then football. After that, I could do anything. I could make a movie. I could do anything. And I know I could. And that's not cockiness. That's just confidence. You know what I mean? I know what I can do. And the WWE Universe is just so one-sided. And another thing, another topic I want to get on real quick. The CM Punk chance. Okay. A thing I want to get on. If he came back, I would be surprised. And when you surprise Joey G, when you surprise the genius, you're surprising me. I really do think this CM Punk thing isn't going down. I mean, he signed with UFC. Even D-Mac. I mean, the guy who, my little brother who does the shows and who's part of this, he's one of my investors as well. And my cameraman and my vision guy, he might be coming over tonight, might be doing another show tonight. I mean, even, D-Mac went, as far as to say, Joe, with this, with the wrestling, you gotta do it. This is your time. You just gotta go out there and do it. It is in wrestling, but in anything I can succeed in, with talking. I can have a talk sports show with anything. I like to debate, and I love the debate on wrestling. But as I was saying with CM Punk, that's why I lost track of mine, so I tried to cover it up with a story. But at least I'm real and I'm honest. Joey G's always honest. I'm always going to keep it to you honest. But CM Punk, and I was saying, well, maybe he's coming back at Cahoots. And after the show, Danny Mac said to me, CM Punk ain't coming back, Joey. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, he was on ESPN. He signed with UFC. And I still said it could be Cahoots. But I really, really don't think CM Punk is coming back. I think he's with UFC. He said, you know how many times I was in the ring and I really want to punch somebody in the face? And then he said Triple H, Chris Jericho. Really, I don't know what his beef with Jericho was, for real. But I know he don't like Triple H. And he just said, now I can. And now I'm going and I'm going to whoop ass. And Brock Lesnar's going back to UFC the night after WrestleMania. Well, the night after Raw after WrestleMania. So 2 nights after WrestleMania. The Raw after WrestleMania. The night he'll probably be on that Raw. Knowing Brock, the asshole, probably won't be. But he is winning at the Royal Rumble, for who asked me that question. And somebody asked me a question the other night about my patience. My patience is I have no patience at all. When I got to do something, I got to get it done now. I just woke up from a nap, and I would live in a duplex, and I walked upstairs and locked the door. I asked my grandma, are we eating? Because I go up on Tuesday nights to eat. And she said, you know how my grandma is. I showed you pictures and I showed you clips when I should have came up with the camera then. And I said, well, I'm going to go down and do a show then. I got time to get the show over with because, I'm going to watch a movie tonight and relax. And I'm going to do another short show tonight and keep it at you all. But, it was just kind of funny, you know what I mean? I want to eat and get things over with. I'm the kind of guy who just action speaks louder than words. And that's why, like I said, I'm going to Los Angeles in February. Marking it up, looking it up a place, finding some spots. Then I'm moving out there a month later, and then bada bing, bada boom, and I hope it's in wrestling. If not, I'm going to be in the entertainment business. There ain't no stopping Joey G. Joey Crack, the genius, Joey for real, whatever you want to call me. I go by Joey G, Joey Crack, the genius, but whatever you want to call me. You know what I'm saying? I am going somewhere, and I'm going to be the head of creative of WWE. No doubt about it. That's my destiny. If I had to wait till I'm 60 years old, if I don't die of lung cancer from smoking. What do you call it? But kids out there, smoking ain't cool. I just smoke on TV because that's what I do. I know when I'm in front of a TV screen on wrestling, or unless I'm doing a movie or something, I ain't going to be able to smoke a cigarette. But you know what I mean? That's just Joey G. I'm real. I keep it real and I talk it real. There ain't no lies that come out of this mouth. Okay? But like I said, always wet t-shirt contest, January 16th, 2015, 7:30 p.m. at the Yacht Club. Also, subscribe to Joey G. Tell everybody about Joey G, the future voice and creative mind, booker of professional wrestling, entertainment, anything. You need any comedy, any stand-up comedians, anybody need anything for any shows, just let me know. Go on my website, go on anything, my blog, say, Joey G, we need you. And I'll do stand-up comedy. I'll have your whole crew pissing their pants all fucking night long. This is Joey G. And hey, this is my shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? My shout out to the world. Joey G going large. That's all I'm going to say. Joey G is taking over the world. And I ain't afraid. I bite my tongue for no one. Straight up. And those who ain't down for it, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. Alright? And that's how it is. I'm out. Later, geeks. Peace.